So we're looking at S&P 500 mini futures. The structure of the market is a clear trend range. We had news announcement, but the exponential moving average, which is a blue line 21 bar EMA, is for the most part fairly flat. So you can see I'm playing a trend range structure. I'm following my short-term channel. You can see this uptrend just had a break and a new extreme, and it also resembles the larger two-legged pullback, which is indicating to me that the bullish momentum played out, bullish correction is over, and we can continue working back to the downside. So my bias right now is a little bit bearish. We had quite a big steep spike down, so we may continue creating second larger leg down, but we have some small support. So right now I'm just playing the short-term channels, and you can see the bias is a little bit bearish, but this is how I'm playing it, identifying the main context, identifying the channels because I want to stay on the right side of the market, and I'm following short-term bias since I'm playing quite a trend range like structure as of right now. So we can see continuous bearish bias. So I'm not looking to go long just yet. In fact, I'm expecting for this uptrend to get a new high and then the bearish bias to resume again. You can see that the bearish bias is quite strong. We have potentially first measured move like this, so we can get the second leg down. Still bearish bias. I drew wide the channel because we just had a small break new extreme, so I'm not looking to go short just yet. It's a little bit too early for me because I have a break and a new extreme, so there's a time for a stronger correction. As you can see, all the early bulls are getting trapped. Why? Because we haven't pushed above EMA once. Play around with the EMA. Notice how it keeps rejecting prices every single time and observe the overall bearish bias. So if anything, we have first leg, break, second longer leg, and we are right now expecting for prices to continue the bearish bias. You can see it actually was a breakout pullback, and this support is now acting as resistance. You broke lower, most breakouts will fail, prices came back, tested it, and now we have a breakout pullback pattern. So you can see there was the short, larger second leg. We have the first leg here, but the second leg was very short. You can see you didn't even create new high, so I didn't like shorting just yet, even though it was visual aspect of the two-legged pullback was there. You can even see there's a first leg here, pullback, second leg here, and market continue working lower. So market truly likes to move in pairs of twos. We can see here again, two-legged pullback here, two-legged pullback here, and the two-legged pullback here again. So this is why we're looking for the two-legged pullback, because it's such a powerful concept. You will able to be distinguished where the correction will end. Why? Because the overall bias, the overall sentiment is bearish. So every single time you reach the two-legged pullback, if it's measured perfectly, that's a great sign that you can resume the sell opportunities again. Right now we have a spike and a channel pattern, because after breaking new extreme, you can see prices kept pushing higher. However, there is no way for me to enter because we just had a first entry long, and pretty much just right now we're far away from EMA, so I cannot really enter just yet. I'm just going to make it wider a little bit. So you have a spike, you can see slim leg, little consolidation, the channel aligns with the EMA, so which is generally a good sign that the spike in the channel is valid. So we have somewhat of a bullish bias, but no real way for me to enter. We have a new low, first entry short pullback, second entry short failure. It was just a little bit too far away from EMA for my taste, but you can see everybody who's going to sell second entry short in bullish channel is going to get trapped. So this is why we're looking for second entry short to fail. We have possible overshoot, which means we can have stronger momentum in the opposite direction. When I'm observing possible overshoots, I tend to play it a little bit safe because you don't want to get trapped. So I'm not going to make the channel wider just yet. You can see you have quite a strong bullish rejection. If we keep pushing higher, then I'm just going to disregard the overshoot. But I always lean more towards the overshoot side because a lot of times it can help you to stay away from getting trapped. Important thing to know right now is that we have a bullish pattern working to the upside. I'm just looking for high probability setups to go long. I cannot pick a top. Notice all the sellers who sold here, here, and here, they're all just getting trapped. All right, resuming the video, as we have the two-legged pullback with the break new extreme, which I was contemplating entering. The first signal bar was bearish, so you don't want to go long there, but had this bullish bar formed nicely with the bullish full body, you could have considered entering there because the signal bar is quite strong, and you can actually have, we have a quite reversal now. So I'm going to enter this trade right here as a second entry long because we tick lower, strongly reverse up, and we have another strong trap. Let's see if we can get filled here. I'm just going to so we missed the setup. So you can see how scalping is sometimes ruthless. Even though I was really fast because I entered my limit order exactly, and the signal bar is quite neutral. I like going long here, but it just never made a one tick back, which is unfortunate because notice prices like to move back in pairs of twos. First leg down, pull back, second leg down. You can see we expected second entry long, and once you trigger lower by a couple ticks, the key entry point held and a strong reversal up. This is a great sign that you are at two key entry points, the EMA and the trend line. Downtrend has new extreme, and you're most likely going to bounce and you're going to go higher. So this is what the high probability setup is. I just have a spike and a channel bullish pattern. I'm using pure price action. I have a larger two-legged pullback, just like we talked about. Market likes to move in pairs of twos. Notice after every two-legged pullback up in downtrend, correction played out. Now after every two-legged pullback down in uptrend, the correction is going to play out. So this was the exact time for me to go long, and I wasn't even greedy with my limit order. I just had it at the close. You know, if I have a lot of time signal bar like this doji, I tend to put it even a little back. But since there was strong momentum, you could have seen when I was explaining that the momentum was there. It took one tick lower, trap all the sellers, and continue working higher. Great, large, two separate legs from one another, which is indicating to you that it's safe to go long, because if you draw a wide channel, this is too wide, too broad. So this tells you you have the correction depleting. All right, traders, I'm resuming the video as I just took a high-low confirmation setup because we expect new extreme of this uptrend. We have a new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. Actually, we have a smaller third entry long, but this is high-low confirmation setup. We expect to get new extreme of this uptrend. We strongly push above the EMA, so let's see if we can get it. We strongly push above EMA. We take one tick lower, strongly reverse up. As you can see, I took engulfing entry because the strong momentum was there. You have a larger two-legged pullback, which is indicating end of a depletion, and I'm following the trend line rule, which means we expect for prices to reach the new extreme according to price action rules. We just need a couple more ticks. You can see bounce on my exit order, but we didn't tick through. Come on, one more, two more ticks. Now we have a new first entry short, second entry short failure. Come on, couple more ticks. Bounce on my exit order again. And we finally tick through. So I'm going to tighten the stop loss to break even, because anything we made right now is just a bonus. And we have new low, first entry short, second entry short failure. But the failed second entry short is now closing quite far up. So we can't really go long here if you didn't take this high low. The visual was two-legged pullback. And after such a massive push above EMA, everybody who went short here directly into EMA while we need new high just got trapped. And since the momentum was there, this is why I used high-low engulfing. If you wait for finish, you can't really enter because the signal bar is just too big and the failed second entry short was just way too far up. Now it's super far from EMA. You can see I even used a little bit limit order back to make sure I have a little bit room, but this is way too far up now. All right, so I'm resuming the video as we have high impact news. You can see this is why we have such a massive, strong bearish bar, and the news are coming out. So I'm not going to be touching this for a while because it can completely distort the price action. There can be volatility spike, so I got to be a little bit more careful when it comes to trading around the news. So we had two-legged pullback, second entry short. You can see after news we had very strong push down, larger two-legged pullback at the exponential moving average, but it was right around the news, and I don't want to be taking setups right around the news, but it just goes to show you another two-legged pullback. And you can see the overshoot combined with the news announcement reversed the market. We almost made it, attempted new high, but the market reversed. Now once you already back down here, you're overall in the trend range. I'm just going to be playing the tight channels now for the most part. We have a quite confusion range like structure. I'm just following super tight channels. You can see flat EMA, bars are stacked right next to each other. There was a decent high low, but I just wasn't really ready to take it just yet because it was quite confusing. It confirmed the larger triple bottom, so decent push above EMA. Every single time you see short setup directly into EMA like this, sellers are going to get trapped, but I just wasn't ready enough. And it would have worked for a scalp. It's nothing to do here but to wait, because I want to take clean setups, something like this, or clear trend range. This is just a small indecision inside of the main trend range, so nothing too clean for me just yet. We have quite a strong bullish momentum, but our initial spike and a channel just reached new extreme, and we are at the very range highs. So I'm going to be a little bit careful to go long just yet, because we are at the top of a trend range. This is kind of like the second push high. So I'm not going to be taking second entry long, even though the bullish momentum is quite strong. I'm playing the overall larger pattern. If I miss it, I'm going to be completely okay with this. I definitely cannot take just a first entry long. I will need to see some stronger correction and then bullish continuation before I'm going to go long. So we created a break, new extreme, and right now I'm expecting for prices to pull back into a trend range. Still quite unclear. We can see the key level is showing some bounce here, so it's all going to depend on the situation, whether we're going to push above EMA or we're going to get rejected by the EMA. This will basically give us an idea what is the proper bias. I'm not really too excited going long just yet, but of course anything can happen. You can see it is holding right now, so we'll see what the price action will do. I'm just following the price action. Right now I can see that the prices are strongly working to the upside, so I'm redrawing, adapting. Prices broke higher, two-legged pullback, tested the breakout area, and followed by a strong push above EMA is giving me signs that we may have a bullish bias. We didn't come back into the trend range. The key entry point held, so I expect right now bullish continuation. Because after break of the main trend range, there are two scenarios. Either you're going to pull back into a trend range, or the breakout area will hold, and after you push it back above EMA, this is the resumption of the bullish trend. So right now market is correcting. I have the shortened downtrend working lower. You can see I have geometric formations of these highs allowing me to draw a wider downtrend. It's also looking just like a one leg, so break, I expect second leg down. I'm not too excited about the wider uptrend, but pretty much I cannot sell just yet, so I'm just waiting for price action to give me some clear more information. So pretty much no great setup here. There was a decent high low and a failed second entry short as I talked about, but you had to be a little bit more aggressive. So far after that, pretty much nothing when it comes to a high probability setup. So just part of trading, it's still a bit early, and let's just wait for something clean. I was getting ready to take this second entry long, new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, because it pushed back above EMA, exponential moving average kept holding prices, and we have overall bullish bias. But at the last second, the way the bar closed was quite bearish. You can see we traded down, half of the body is very stim. So I'm not really going to enter this now, and you can see it fortunately may not even trigger, so no worry here. The downtrend created a break, new extreme. We have a larger two-legged pullback, and I made my bigger channel a little bit tighter to have a confirmation here. Either way, we are quite bullish, so I'm expecting right now to get a push above EMA. I need to see a push above EMA first before I'm going to go long, because I don't know if there is a possible wider downtrend. For this reason, I want to see push above EMA and a failed second entry short first. If I don't get that, I don't really want to be buying just yet. The trend line can be a little bit lower. I made it just tighter in case we're going to push above EMA and there's going to be failed second entry short. But I'm not going to make it too wide. You can see I'm a little cutting it here. Overall, big uptrend working to the upside. Overall bias is bullish. So let's see if we can push above EMA to confirm the bullish momentum here. There were a couple okay-ish setup. This second entry long was pretty good. It formed a bar a little bit too big. The limit order didn't really came back to give you a nice fill. You can see the channel has a break, new extreme. We have a larger correction, but I'm still anticipating for prices to continue working higher. Don't really want to be selling just yet. We have a larger downtrend, so I cannot take high low just yet though. Key level is holding again. Strong push above EMA, so we will see if we can get a failed second entry short. Right, traders, I'm about to enter the failed second entry short, and we got failed, so I'm going to move my stop loss one tick below the signal bar. I'm going to go for a tick target profit. It is a little bit riskier because the downtrend may get a retest, but I'm betting on overall bullish bias. It's confirming the wider channel as well. It's above the EMA, decent bullish bar, potential wider uptrend is still in play, so I'm hoping we can get at least a little scalp here. And we got out. Perfect. So I'm just going to tighten it. Anything we made right now is just a bonus. It was a great signal bar. You can see the overall bias is taking over the short one. And EMA kept holding, the trend line kept holding, and we have a bigger channel. I cannot really go long as we're below EMA. And as we pushed above, and everybody who's going to sell this second entry short above the EMA on the opposite side may get trapped. So this is why I'm using the trap. I'm buying low, and we managed to get the scalp. So fortunately we got the scalp. It was a little bit worrisome that we may get the retest of this new extreme, but I'm just looking for a quick little trap. I'm not expecting massive swing here. If we have a break in new extreme, then I am expecting a push phase to start. But since there's a little stronger downtrend, there may be eventually a break new low. So I'm going to reconsider what's going to happen next. So this was our second trade, the failed second entry short and our first trade was this high low, so we ended up taking only 2 trades. It was quite a slow grind at this particular area, and I cannot stress it enough how important it is to just be patient. And I was quite clueless what's going on here. It is too bullish or is it too bearish? And eventually, if you're patient, if you just let the price action do its thing, eventually cleaner setup formed because it was second entry long, and since the EMA kept holding here, this gave you an idea that you truly are trading a main bullish bias. So from this point on, actually from this point on, the bias was established as bullish. And eventually you can see correction down, and this is exactly at the key entry point where the correction phase will end and the brand new push phase will begin. So this is why we were looking for a failed second entry short, because if you keep buying low, you never know how many pushes low there's going to be, and you never know how wide the downtrend is. But if you see push above EMA and a failed second entry short, that's the good sign that sellers are getting trapped. And if it's so close at the EMA so you're not chasing it, that's even better. So I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to talk to you next time. Take care, everybody.